The member from Toronto Danforth.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, my question to the acting Premier. People living on the minimum wage will see their paychecks increase by 1.7% this year under the Premier's peg-to-inflation minimum wage. However, if you happen to be the CEO of Hydro One, you'll have seen your salary go up by 500%. Wow. The people who need the raise the least are getting the most, and the people who are struggling hardest are getting the least. Does the acting Premier see anything wrong with that?
Economic Development and Growth come to order. Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, in Ontario, we've had the largest job growth in the past 10 years. We now have more people working in the private sector than ever before. These are high-paying jobs, good-paying jobs, Mr. Speaker. Many of the workers that the member that makes reference to in relative number of sectors in our economy are now receiving more than they ever have before. And, Mr. Speaker, was this Minister of Labour
Finish, Minister.
And, Mr. Speaker, was this Minister of Labour within this caucus who put forward an index on wages, Mr. Speaker? Now minimum wage is forever going to be increased as a function of CPI, something, Mr. Speaker, that side did not support and weren't even part of their official plans.
Supplementary.
Okay, so you're fine with that. Let's go on to the next question. It's not just the $1 million raises that are unfair. After 14 years of letting hydro rates reach a crisis point, the Premier promised relief. But she didn't mean for everyone. Their plan doesn't apply to hospitals, large businesses, or even municipalities. Why is the Premier only interested in helping some people, not everyone?
Thank you. Minister of Finance.
So, Mr. Speaker, Ontario's prosperity, its growth, has increased. We're now leading Canada, we lead the G7, and we're taking a number of steps to diversify our economy so as not to be reliant on any one commodity to ensure we advance in a new age economy, Mr. Speaker. That's high-paying jobs, good-paying jobs, stable jobs, Mr. Speaker. And the member opposite seems to want to go back to the days of assembly lines and smokestacks, Mr. Speaker. We can't compete in low wages, which he's trying to propose, that we're losing to other economies around the world. We are going to support our young people. We're going to invest in our young people. We're going to invest in jobs. We're going to invest in businesses who create those jobs, unlike that member who wants to increase their taxes and push them away.
Final supplementary.
Again to the acting Premier. Speaker, the Premier's priorities don't make sense. She rubber stamps multi-million-dollar raises for hydro executives who don't need them and leaves people living on the minimum wage struggling. She's promising hydro relief, but schools and hospitals could actually see their hydro delivery charges increase under her privatized Hydro One. She could take a step toward ending the runaway hydro salaries and runaway bills by stopping the sell-off of Hydro One. Will she do that?
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we're balancing the books so that we can afford to pay and invest more in education, Mr. Speaker. We're balancing the books so that we can invest more in hospitals, Mr. Speaker. We're balancing the books so that we can invest more in our young people, so we can create those jobs. We're balancing the books so that we can ensure that businesses invest and come to Ontario. And they are, Mr. Speaker. They're creating jobs, good-paying jobs. Stop talking down Ontario and the people of Ontario who are delivering for our province.